Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Preview. I'm Alex.
I'm Sean.
And we have a Solo trailer. Solo, a Star Wars story. So this one dropped also over the Super Bowl. So that was...
Well, they hinted at it during the Super Bowl, and then the trailer came out the next day.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah. So this that we're going to watch is a official teaser, but it is 1 minute and 43 seconds. So yeah, we sort of got like a tease over the Super Bowl.
A tease to the teaser.
Double tease. So I'm looking forward to this movie. I know Star Wars has been very polarizing lately.
It has been.
There are people who just despise the new direction that they're sort of taking it. And then there are people who are just like, they can do no wrong. And then there's like people like me who are like a little bit in the middle where it's like, okay, I think maybe I'm kind of ready for something a little new, but also I still think they're making some just story mistakes. I think they're still trying to figure out, should we be pleasing Star Wars fans, or are we just using this universe and just making something new? And they're gonna figure it out. They have to. But it's just really interesting that all of a sudden now we're getting, the Solo movie, and then the Obi-Wan one, hopefully.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're getting that. It wouldn't surprise me if sometime this year they announce that there's going to be an Obi-Wan movie in 2020. Yeah. Now, with that being said, and with this, I'm hoping that they start making the universe a lot grander, and it seems like a lot of the stories we're hearing that's going to be the case, especially after Episode 9 comes out. I think they're going to take, in my opinion, take a break from the saga movies, and then they're just going to do a lot of standalone, not Elseworld, but just like focus on different areas of the galaxy and different characters that we haven't met yet, which is something I want them to do.
Same. Yeah. I feel, I actually, before Last Jedi came out, I sort of jokingly would say, like, I don't care if I ever hear Luke Skywalker's name again. Meaning, like, I really just want to move away from, like you said, like, the saga, and just sort of touch on some other parts of this rich world that we haven't gotten to know yet, because I just feel like we're kind of just telling the same story over and over and over. So anyway, let's talk about Solo. Yeah. So the teaser was great.
Very
in that
good.
reason, because the music's a little different,
so
and
good.
The visuals are just sort of like a little unexpected, and it just felt fresh in a good way, not in a way that's like abandoning Star Wars as we know and love, but in like now this is the direction that I would like to see it take stylistically, and I wasn't really excited about a Solo movie because
neither was I,
but now maybe I could be into it. So do you want to just watch it and then
let's
talk
watch
about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Woohoo!
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I was kicked out of the flight academy for having a mind of my own. I'm gonna be a pilot. Best in the galaxy.
Hey, kid. I'm putting together a crew. You in?
That's yes.
I might be the only person. Who knows what you really are?
What's that?
Get ready.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
So obviously that is just stylistically such a departure from what we've come to expect from Star Wars. And the first thing I noticed was the music. It's very Hans Zimmer-esque.
It's definitely not John Williams.
Yes.
Which is... I love John Williams, but just hey, give us another feel.
Yeah, well, obviously you still have the little stinger at the end there with the so they're not going to abandon that completely, but it was really refreshing to sort of see those visuals against some different music. Yeah. It's not so sweeping and John Williams.
Well, because this movie, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think this movie is going to be very sweeping, and I love that. Like that's why they need to do, in my opinion, more standalone movies. Like it's a galaxy, like. The Skywalkers are this much of the story. There's all of this. Yeah. Let's start telling the rest of it.
Yeah.
And so, Solo is going to take place obviously before Episode 4, but I'm more curious to see what happens outside of this little bubble that we've kind of been playing with. Right. What happens in the Outer Rim? What happened 20,000 years before that? Start telling those stories. Like after. For me, all right, we're getting Solo. We're probably most likely going to get Obi-Wan. After that, I don't really need to see any more origin story. We saw Darth Vader's origin story. I don't need to see Yoda's origin story. Yes. Let's just start going in different directions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to see where Solo came from, how he got the Falcon, all these kinds. It's interesting. Yeah. It's not what I would prefer, but it's still an interesting story to see exactly how he became who he was.
Do you think we're going to get the origin story of how he met Chewie?
Absolutely.
Do you think in this one?
Absolutely, we're getting that. And I think we're also going to see the Kessel Run too. We're also going to see probably what Han did to Lando to make him say like, "You have a lot of guts coming back after what you pulled."
Yeah.
In Empire, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot of answers to questions that. If we never got the answers to, I would have been fine. But
questions that no one asked. No, I'm kidding.
Some people ask, but I don't think if we never got the answer, we won't. We don't know who Yoda's species is. I don't think we're ever going to get the answer to that.
Well, you don't need to know. Sometimes it's better to just take some things for granted.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah.
And also another movie without any Jedi in it, which will be interesting.
Yeah. So at least. In theory.
They might allude to Darth Vader, they might allude to certain things, but
I was going to say...
Darth Vader is not in this at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is very... it's going to be interesting to see how this actually does fit into Episode 4.
Yeah.
Maybe just at the end, sort of like they did with, Rogue One.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you'll get a sense of okay, so that's where we're picking up with Episode 4, so... And
then we also might see how he got in trouble with
Jabba?
Jabba, yeah, absolutely. So, or he might have or we might see Boba Fett. Maybe there's a lot of things that we could see that if we do see, great. If we don't, I'm fine with it.
So sort of when we were talking about the stylistic departure and about how the galaxy's so big and we want to tell these different stories, it reminded me a lot of the Avengers universe and how Guardians of the Galaxy and then now the most recent Thor Ragnarok took a completely different stylistic turn because it takes place in a different part of the galaxy, right? So I think if they can do that with some of these ancillary characters and standalone stories, if they can make different parts of the universe look and feel different, I think that's going to be really, really interesting, and I could totally jump on board with that type of mentality.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's what we're going to see. It still looked colorful.
Yes.
But it's still a little bit of grit here and there,
which is fun, I like.
Yeah. So, and then the music, so we'll see.
I mean, I think Lucasfilm could take a page out of Marvel's playbook in the sense that even though they're in the same universe, a lot of the Marvel movies feel completely different. They look different. They feel different. They're telling the same kind of story in the same kind of way, but they are standalone, even though they take place in the same universe. Probably this movie takes place right there. Yeah. That movie's right over there, but they look and feel completely different.
And what's going to be interesting, and this is just sort of my guess, we talked a little bit about the hardcore Star Wars fan who are rejecting all this stuff, and then, the people who are they can do no wrong. I think Star Wars fans are going to see this movie.
Yes.
But if, you suggested, and I want to see, if they actually start telling stories in different parts of the galaxy, I think that's where you're going to lose all of the, really hardcore original Star Wars fans who are going to be what are they doing? Who is that? I don't know. I want to see the Yoda movie or whatever it is. So then they have the opportunity to completely go in a different direction stylistically, and because they know that they're not going to have to make them for the fans anymore. If that makes sense.
They have to cater to making a good movie.
Well, right. But that's what I'm saying. I think they're actually going to start being good once they can do that, because they're not being held back by, well, actually, like, you know, with Luke and but Han Solo. It's like, no, that's all going to be gone. And so, like, they can actually focus on making a good movie instead of focusing on fan service, on, you know, the existing canon.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Oh, Alexa's not upset, not very happy about that. So, shut up! She has an opinion, clearly. Echo, what do you think about Star Wars?
I don't have an opinion on that.
She doesn't have an opinion on that.
We don't really want your
Worth
opinion.
a shot.
But I'm just really, like I said, like, Star Wars fans have to understand that we're never going to get the movies that we want.
No.
But we're getting the movies that they're going to make. And hopefully they make good ones and make good decisions and widen the galaxy. Because I think we all are curious to see where this the lights went out. Where the galaxy is going to go in the future and in the past. I'm just curious to see more different types of stories and different types of movies. Yeah. Why don't we get a spy movie? Why don't we get a horror movie? Yeah, like a comedy. Like, why don't we, like, there might be a lot more comedy, I think, in this one. Not too much, because they got problems with when Lord and Miller were shooting it.
Exactly.
But I'm just curious to see where it goes. And the first trailer, even though people were like, well, where is it? It comes out of May. We haven't seen anything. Now we've seen it, and now I think a lot of people are just gonna, you know, calm down, because it actually looks really, really good. And but we won't know fully until maybe start seeing trailer number 2 and trailer number 3, and obviously when the movie comes out. But I'm liking where it's starting out. It's starting out in a very good place, considering all the trouble this movie went through getting to this point.
Yeah. All right. So tell us what you guys think. Obviously, it's a very polarizing time for Star Wars fans. So be sure to comment below if you're excited for this movie. Are you happy with a departure? Would you like, what kind of other stories, Star Wars stories, would you like to see?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. So definitely like and subscribe so that you can get notified when we talk about the next trailer, and of course when we cover the movie later in the year. So until next time, I'm Alex.
I'm Sean. I shot first.